The future is clearly uncertain. We don't know if we'll find a cure for cancer, if we'll be living in an algorithmic world, or if our work cubicle mate will soon be replaced by a robot. While futurists can dish out some exciting but scary visions for the future of technology and culture, there are no future facts. However, the uncertainty presents opportunity. So, simplistically, technology is clearly everywhere. The highly digital life we live in and the development of our technological world have become the new normal. According to the International Telecommunication Union, almost 50% of the world's population uses the internet, leading to over 3.5 billion searches a day on Google and more than 570 new websites being launched each minute. And even more mind-boggling, over 90% of the world's data has been created in just the last couple of years. With data growing faster than ever before, the future of technology is even more interesting than what is happening now. We're just at the beginning of a revolution that will touch every business and every life on this planet. In terms of tech as futurism, technology is rising at a constant rate. As time goes by, we see technology being incorporated more and more in everyday life and is thought to be there to make our lives easier. We have the luxury of completing daily tasks at just the touch of a button, from turning your home lights off through apps to watching who may be wandering the perimeters of your home through Ring cameras, and this overall gives consumers the opportunity to have full control of their entire home through just one mobile device. And who really takes time out of their days anymore to go to the bank and cash their checks when you can just do it through your phone? Or even if you need help finding something at Giant, why waste your time looking for someone or waste putting your social anxiety at risk when you could just ask the robot that's skating around the store? If you have these robots working in stores, you don't really have to pay them and they don't take breaks. They just naturally are programmed to know where everything is, so that at that point, it wouldn't be such a bad idea to simply have a robot run store. Foreseeing what is to come in any industry is not easy, but it is a necessity to plan for the future. Technology futurist Mr. Burns gives his clients insight into which leading-edge technologies will impact their markets both directly and indirectly. Technology is and will continue to be a very powerful force in how and when markets change, because it is one aspect in every industry that advances at a never-ending rate. Although all this may seem so easy, we still must take into account all the downfalls from tech futurism. As Jean Baudrillard stated, we must be careful, as we might find ourselves trapped between our fossils and clones. We cannot help but have this fear of clones and general fear of the future, as we never know when technology will take over, and currently we are headed down that path. Freedom of the copies allows technology to be more demanded, and because they are programmed to be so smart, who says they won't outsmart us and dominate? Because people are so caught up with technology and trying to keep up with the latest innovations, trends, or newest iPhones even, we are losing touch from reality and what should be a priority. With global warming rising at an alarming rate, we are on the way to a state of non-reversal, and this planet will no longer be sustainable for humans to live on. Because it is so easy to get caught up on social media and what is trending, we tend to turn a blind eye to just how much these popular trends, such as clothing, are impacting the planet and are only driving us further down that non-reversible path. When we use social mediums such as Instagram and TikTok, it is easy for clothing trends to rise and grow at a quick demand, promoting viewers' impulse to hop on the bandwagon quickly, searching for the cheapest mocks on websites such as Shein and Romwe, who produce quick fashion. These places not only produce bad quality, but are generally mass-produced, creating more air pollution. Not only is this terrible for our planet and happens way too often, but people who purchase quick fashion tend to wear it for just a short period of time until something else comes to rise, and then the trend just becomes old. In this case, the clothing are now trashed, and material as well as pollution was used for no beneficial reason. Something people just do not understand is that clothing is not recyclable unless it is put into a thrift store or for someone else to buy, or even just donated. Once a piece of clothing is physically made, it will stay on this planet forever. So rather than waste material and create more air pollution and other trends that are just hard to keep up with, there is a new trend that fuses the love of technology and fashion into one. And this new innovation is virtual fashion and digital clothes. Virtual clothing is coming at a great rise, which I know sounds very weird and seems a little too far in terms of technology and where it is taking us. But after watching many videos of people giving it a try, it actually seems pretty fun and an innovative way to express yourself. I always see their ads on Instagram all the time, and the concept is very simple. You go on the website, browse through a bunch of high fashion clothes, and you can only buy them in digital form. A website that does this is DressX, and DressX mainly offers designer clothing that gears away from everyday fashion and more into out-of-the-box runway looks so that it's always trending. I know how hard it can be keeping up with all the new trends, so this innovation is definitely something that I see going very far. Once you pick out clothing items you like, you send the website a photo of yourself with where you would want to wear the outfit, and the website then sends you a photo back with the clothing item edited on you. So this type of fashion is definitely geared more towards social media and being able to post them straight off the medium so that you are up to date with trends and creating these new high-end looks that no one else is really wearing. Although it is not physical, you can show off your new looks on different platforms, which I know is so crazy to think about how much we feel the need to keep up to date with social media, but it is the reality we live in. If you want to try on these virtual clothings, they do have an app which you can swipe through and it pastes the clothing on you almost kind of like a Snapchat filter, so you can see how it would look. This concept is definitely tech as futurism, as you can literally wear digital clothing rather than going in store and buying something basic off a hanger. It makes the experience more exciting and overall high tech. Not only is this virtual clothing trendy and makes you look high fashion, it is also a lot better for the planet than normal clothing is. They are decreasing air pollution from production of actual clothing and also from people's cars who drive to get physical clothing from malls. It also saves material from being used and wasted because it is just a virtual simulation that happens through one click. You don't have to worry about finding it a new home or giving it away to a thrift store. Instead, you just use it once and don't really have to worry about it after that. I know me personally, every time I go to a formal event that requires me to wear a dress, I wear the dress one time and then I never wear it again because I worry people will see it again, as stupid as that sounds. But I want people to see that I have style. So in this case, you don't have to buy something just to wear it once and never look at it again. You have it through the phone. So in case you do want to wear it again, you have that option. And if not, then you don't really have to worry about anything. It is a little weird in terms of physically going out and wanting to wear these clothing for people to see in person because it is usually just for photos. But I'm sure as this idea continues to evolve, that it will be more mobily accessible. Another pro that this technological futurism of fashion brings to us is that there will be a decrease in physical rise clothing stores. So this means that less production will be happening, which is a decrease in this fast fashion, which looks good on us, but not on the planet. It also gives a chance for designers to rise through creating digital sketches of fun clothing, not have to actually make them in physical form. It allows people to have the freedom to make more out-of-the-box fun clothing too. I feel like not everyone wants to buy risky things in physical form because they can be scared to be too out there and they would realistically only want it for photos, but the virtual experience allows for not only people to experiment, but also for designers to have that kind of option to experiment as well. And another huge plus to virtual clothing is that it is inclusive to all body types. Can I get a round of applause for that? Sometimes it can be hard to find clothing that fits your size, whether it be too small or too big, but by wearing things virtually, the clothing is made to wrap around you and your body versus physical clothing where you must fit the clothes shape. I know a lot of times it's hard to find out-of-the-box clothing that looks good on your personal body shape, so I think being able to digitally snap these fun looks on you could be beneficial, and even when you are swiping through these different looks, you can see what would work and what wouldn't work without having to end up with a bunch of different size clothing around you in a fitting room. And I know we all know that feeling where you start having a small mental breakdown on sizing that is not fitting you, or a small shirt fitting you the same size as another store's large. This just saves you all that stress, which is so exciting. This also works with the times that we live in today with the coronavirus pandemic. You don't have to worry about who touched that clothing because you are now able to be in the comfort of your own home with filtered clothing being edited on you versus touching things, other people have clearly touched. Although virtual clothing seems like an overall positive thing, it does still have its downfalls. A lot of times, once you buy a clothing item such as from DressX, it is the same price as a normal clothing item would be, and you have to pay for the outfit each time you want it to be edited on you. So for example, if you buy a virtual dress that's $40, but you send in 5 photos, you must pay the $40 times 5, which can definitely come out pricey, and it's all for social media. And let's face it, is it really worth that much just for some photos? Now, where Futurism is taking us could be something like allowing customers to create their own looks through sketches on the digital platform and then wearing their own creations. This lets people be their own designer and express themselves exactly how they want to be perceived and exactly what they like. It could also allow people to be more comfortable with what they are wearing on social media and get their creative sides out. I think this could be a lot better direction for consumers, and I feel this way people could be more prone to using it. Overall, digital clothing sounds a bit weird and far from where we are today, but it is coming at a rapid pace, and technology as Futurism will only create further developments to make our lives easier.